I'll just wait for more people to show up, maybe. More people will. I don't know. This is part of Project Livestream 11, organised by the amazing activists Mel and Steve, and loads of other activists will be taking part today, highlighting the atrocities that happen within the animal exploitation industries. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. Cover a quick 360. What's quite sick about this place is the leather factories there where animal skins go, and their victims are right there, which I think is pretty sick. My first shot of this didn't really work. It was like had some technical issues, so hopefully this stream will work a bit better. I couldn't get the camera to work. Hey Bart, how are you, man? Yeah. Go and follow Bart's AV Instagram page. He's a great activist as well. Great cameraman. Could do with you here now, filming. So the reason I chose to come to this place is because about 10 years ago I used to work here as a temporary agency worker. So I know a little bit about it, so I can maybe give some highlights and highlight the industry a wee bit. Yeah. I thought it was something a bit different, you know. We'll just see if any more people show up, and then we'll get into it. There we go. So that's the Scottish leather factory right there. I've already seen a couple of trucks go in full of animal skins, literally massive Arctic lorries full of these beautiful creatures over here, skins. It's quite horrific, really. So, yeah, that big blue lorry over there, that went in full of animal skins. That'll have been dropped off round the back, and that was currently getting processed. These are the skins of victims of non-vegans. Yeah. That's it. No, I would say I was a loose vegetarian. But as we all know, vegetarianism really means nothing. It's just a diet. You just don't exploit one form of animals. So yeah, this place basically we're full. The trucks will go in. The skins, because it's animal skins, it's dead animal skins. They'll be uh, flesh tends to rot very quickly, so you have to dry it out very quickly with salt, and then that's skins will be taken over. Hang on, I'll flip you around. See this lorry? The size of this lorry. That is huge, isn't it? That was full of animal skins. All the dead. Every one of those skins is an individual, is a victim of the animal exploitation. Now, yeah. So next, after the skins get weighed because they have to get separated into different pallets. I'm assuming for financial reasons. You should have seen some of the size of the skins. They were like tiny. Some of them, you know, must have been calves skins. They're like really, really tiny. But then they went up to all like some of them were like up to 60 kilos. So that they were the big bulls skins. I think we tend to call leather. when we should really call it skin, you know, because that's what it is. Yeah. So if you're, this is, the leather industry is one form of animal exploitation that humans consume or they take part in. I'm just highlighting one aspect. Unfortunately, the victims are over there. The bulls over there. They're the victims of this industry. Their skins will be used. Now, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about this industry, but the reason this industry is allowed to continue is because of the human supremacist mindset. Humans believe that animals are here for them, when in reality, animals should be here for themselves, their own purpose. You'll notice, yeah, turn your back around. The bulls are behind barbed wire, which means they're not respected, they're slaves. Yeah, well done, Faxon. Can everyone like hear me and all that stuff? Yeah. The, the internet's not. I'm out in the countryside, so the internet's maybe not that great. Also, the sun's out. So, animal skins are taken into these places to be turned into commodities. Cheers, Bart. Thanks for the heads up. Yeah, these skins are taken into these places just to be processed and turned into commodities for for fashion items, things like that. It's really, really totally unnecessary. We shouldn't be doing it in this day and age. When I worked here, there was literally hundreds of skins a day, hundreds of individuals who were taken in here. These are all byproducts of the meat industry as well. So if you're a vegetarian, yeah. So when I worked here, I you did a lot of things. I carried you sorted out the skins by weight, so how heavy they would be. They had to be put onto separate pallets. Um, what else was there? Then, because the skins have came directly from the slaughterhouse, they've got a lot of fat on them and hair and all that stuff, and that wouldn't look good on your settee or your couch. So they have to burn it all off with like a lime caustic soda mix. So yeah, the skins are put into this big drum, big vat of lime caustic soda, and the fat and everything's sort of dissolved off of it, and the hair is dissolved off of it, and then you're left with sort of like, uh, yeah, skins essentially, without fat and hair on it. So that was my job, to weigh out the skins that had come straight from the slaughterhouse, and also put the skins into these big vat drums of caustic soda and lime. I was an agency worker for about 4 weeks here, as quite a lot of the workers are. What I really always found quite sick about this place, the worst sort of thing is the victims. Sometimes there's actually a field here. I think some sheeps are living in there as well, because this place also uses the skins of sheeps. Um, yeah, so the victims are literally outside the door. I think it's sick. No, no, I was So I was only there as a temporary worker, so I was there to fulfill, like, they must have had a massive order, so they employed a lot of temporary workers who were there for like a few weeks, and I was only there for like 5 weeks or 4 or 5 weeks, and then they stopped the job because there's nobody. They don't need anybody else. Yeah, they're not going to pay people to stand about and do nothing, so they let you go after like a few weeks. So if you're coming into the chat, it'd be really good if you could introduce yourself or tell me if you're like vegan or interested in veganism or want to know more about it, because I can tell you all about that. Or if you tell me what's stopping you going vegan, because there's really like no excuse. If you don't want to be responsible for these horrific barbaric industries existing, you need to go vegan. Anything other than veganism's, and you are responsible for these industries. Is anyone in the? I think there's like says there's 4 of you here. Is anyone vegan or? Well, I'll walk down the road a little bit and we'll meet the bulls. It did a wee bit. I mean, I think you become very when you're in that sort of job. Uh, the first day is horrible. The second day is slightly less horrible, and then after that, you're just kind of used to it, and you kind of zone out to what you're doing. It's very. You can become very like a robot, just sort of doing the same thing every day, not really thinking too much about it. So I don't know. I don't think it really did help me go vegan, to be honest. Uh, yeah, I was more interested in money than I was in the lives of animals, which is quite sick. I think a bit shameful, to be honest. But yeah, what we need is to end these industries and these practices because they're not needed in this day and age. I actually got somebody watching. He was watching me there. All these bulls here, they're all individuals. They want to live. They want to be at peace, just like you. Hey, Cecilia, how are you? Or Cecilia, sorry. Yeah, I'm outside the leather factory in Jawir. So yeah, I think they make leather for all over the world. What's quite sick about the place I've tried to highlight is the fact that they have very little disregard. They have lots of disregard for their victims. Their victims are literally living outside the fence. Yeah, just let these people pass. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, yeah. Are you?
You didn't take pictures?
I'm just filming like the industries and stuff.
Are you?
Yeah.
What's your name?
What's my name?
Uh-huh.
I'm Alex. What's yours?
Mario, what do you say?
Okay.
What do you say?
I'll leave that to myself, but thanks. So yeah, that was just some random people walking past. Exact. Yeah. So what made me realize anything less than being vegan is unacceptable is I think maybe in my heart I was always a vegan, just in my actions I wasn't. Uh, in fact, I don't really know. It wasn't like a conscious decision. One day I went vegan. It was just sort of like, uh, uh, or maybe it was. I'm not really sure. Just one day I must have just, because I didn't when I worked here, I didn't eat meat. I didn't drink milk, and I didn't really. So it was quite an easy, quick transition. Stop using eggs and other animal products. You know. How about yourself? What made you think anything being vegan is unacceptable? Anything less than being vegan is unacceptable. We've got a wee audience. Unfortunately, it's really bittersweet when you see animals in these conditions, because they might be outside in a massive paddock in a big field, but you'll notice there's barbed wire surrounding them. They can't escape. Jazzy Jeff's not scared of eating meat. I think the animals are scared of you eating them, though. They don't deserve to be commodified into meat. They deserve to be free and deserve to live. So if I was to exploit you, yeah, you're not the Lion King. And if I was to exploit you for any reason, you wouldn't accept that as a reason to keep exploiting other animals? Or you wouldn't accept that as a reason for me to keep exploiting you? The animals deserve to live, they deserve to be free, they deserve to just exist and live for their own purpose. They're not here for you. So for anyone just joining me in here, I'm outside the Scottish Leather Factory in the Bridge of Weir. You don't need that protein from animals, you just need protein. You can get protein from plants just as easy. You don't need to exploit animals for your protein. Is that really your only reason for not exploiting other animals, Davey? That sounds stupid. You should just go vegan. If that's the only thing stopping you going vegan, as humans, you need to stop thinking you're superior to the other animals. They're not here for you to exploit. They're not here for you to use. They're here for their own purpose. And things like leather, I think, is one of the most disrespectful forms of how we use animals. You're literally using their skin. It's absolutely disgusting. So I've been doing street outreach for a couple of years now, and a couple of my friends in the chat have also been doing street outreach, and I can safely say we've never heard a reasonable excuse for people not to be vegan. It's all it is excuses. There's no actual reason. Yeah, that's great, but you're talking a hypothetical situation here. You're not in nature. You're in surrounded by shops and supermarkets. So when you bring up stupid stuff like how long would you last in nature, I think we could last a long time only eating plants. But if you're going to bring up stuff like that to justify you exploiting animals, when you can just go to a supermarket it's insane. Yeah, there's really no need to be non-vegan nowadays when all the stuff is around us to ensure that we can thrive on a plant-based diet. So there's lots of great protein sources. There's seitan, there's tofu, there's TVP. They're great. As long as you eat a mixed diet of varied plant-based foods, you'll hit all your protein, don't worry. So currently we're getting an audience. They're coming to say hello. It's kind of bittersweet as well though. It's bittersweet because these guys are out here living their life a little bit, but they're still slaves because they're behind barbed wire, aren't they? But they've got people in there. But if that's your only reason not to go vegan, then that's insane. You should go vegan, Davey. You're talking about hypothetical situations. If you're having to make up hypothetical reasons not to go vegan, then that's not really good enough. Exactly, Cecilia. There's no reason not to go vegan when you see the ways animals. Well, I don't like using the word abuse because really all animals' use is horrific and barbaric and unnecessary in this day and age, and should be stopped. Exactly, Bart. Yeah. There's no excuse to treat another living being as a slave, or a resource, or a product. They're here for their own reasons. If you actually look at them, they're peeking through the gates. They're some of the most gentle beings ever, and we treat them with the most disdain. If you're the reason that they are being put into situations across the street as a leather factory, then you need to have a word with yourself. Because there's no reason not to be vegan. Stop exploiting the animals, stop viewing the animals as a resource. Exactly, Cecilia. It's quite good having a couple of vegans that I know in the chat, because usually when I do these, it's me against about 20 of them. So it's good to have you guys there. These are the professionals, by the way. Also, go and see the Vegan Activist Forum and Cecilia's Instagram page as well. She's a great activist. Two of the strongest activists I know are in this chat right now, Bart and Cecilia. Yeah. My friends are going away now. That's my audience. So yeah. They're so peaceful, and all they want to do is live at peace and want to live their life as it should. They don't want to be viewed as a slave, as a commodity, and they don't deserve it either. They should just be left alone, left to live their own life. Yeah. So when we view them as products and resources, they end up in places like this, where they are turned into products and commodities, just for our vanity. There's actually a couple of sheeps over there. They're also victims of this cruel industry, and the victims of the human mindset that they are superior, that humans are superior to all the other animals, that animals are here for us, when in reality they're not. They're here for their own purpose. They should be left alone. Stop viewing animals as products and resources. Even if you're a vegetarian, their bodies, their skins will end up in these places, and if you can buy skins of leather, etc., you're supporting these industries, so you need to stop doing it and go vegan. You cared enough to interact. Thanks for being here. No Talks, Just Game. What's stopping you going vegan? And respecting the animals. Because that's what we're really talking about here, aren't we? We're talking about respecting other animals. Other animals deserve respect, and anything other than veganism is disrespectful to the animals. Yeah, humans have been doing a lot of horrible things since the dawn of time. It doesn't mean we should continue. I don't think that'll stand up in court if you commit a horrible crime. Yeah. And when we use absolute insane reasons to carry on exploiting other animals as people have been doing it for a long time, that is some of the most disrespectful shit I've heard for the other animals. Yeah. So you're making up like nonsense now. You should go vegan as well, because if this is your argument against going vegan, then nothing. You need to go vegan. Start respecting the animals. So that's another thing. We're talking about justice here, and justice is never up for debate. Animal liberation is not up for debate. These people here, these animals here, their lives are not up for debate. Their freedom is not up for debate. These sheeps over here, their freedom is not up for debate. Just like your freedom's not up for debate. No one should be exploiting you, and nobody should be exploiting the animals. There's no reason to. I'm not here to debate anybody about veganism. I'm here to tell you that you need to go. I'm here to demand that you go vegan. There's absolutely no excuse not to go vegan. So things like which is over there, they'll take animal skins and turn them into commodities, which I think is one of the most disrespectful forms of animal use there is. You're literally using their skin. If that was humans, it would be seen as barbaric. Why isn't it seen the same for animals? Yeah. There's nothing stopping. The crazy thing is, in this day and age, there's nothing stopping people actually respecting animals and living vegan. There's not one reason people can't go vegan. All you need to do is do a little bit of research. But while you're doing that research, I'm pretty sure and certain that you can be vegan from now. There's nothing stopping you. So plants are fake food. Broccoli, potatoes, pasta, rice, that's all fake food. Beans, that's all fake food. There's not an argument not to go vegan. Just excuses. And judging by this, some of the reasons I've been given in here, they're pretty stupid excuses. In fact, because I was doing activism last night, doing AV, and every excuse that I heard was not legitimate, it was just stupid. There was no reason. Not one person gave me a reason not to go vegan. So, yeah. Yeah, I'd say the same, Bart. It's eating the parts of animals that didn't want to die, they didn't want to be exploited, they didn't want to be used to death, is barbaric. No, they don't. That's one of the most, another stupid argument. All my clothes are made from plants. Hence why I'm standing outside a leather factory, highlighting the animal products that are used to make clothing, etc. What about your clothes? I just told you my clothes aren't made from animal products. Cotton isn't an animal product. Are they, heck? You need to do a bit of research before you come and start talking to people. Plus, these still aren't reasons for you not to go vegan. So you're just trying to also, with this, you're trying to do gotchas instead of, I can absolutely guarantee it. So clothes, you can get 100% cotton clothes, you can get 100% polyester clothes, you can get rubber shoes, cotton shoes, foam shoes. There's nothing stopping you getting 100% plant-based vegan clothing. You don't have to use animals for exploitation. If I was seriously stood outside a leather factory wearing animal products for my clothing, that would be the height of hypocrisy and a massive, massive, what do you call it, betrayal to the animals. I know, yeah, I know. These people who think they've got the gotchas and trying to catch us out, absolutely insane. All because they don't want to go vegan. All because they want to keep exploiting some of the most gentle beings on the planet. These animals deserve respect. They deserve to live just like you. They deserve their life, their freedom, just like you. They deserve to live without being exploited to death. There's no life for anybody. Yeah, so When I first got here, just before I went live, there was two massive trucks that came in, full of animal skins. They were literally big Arctic lorries, full of animal skins. There'll be cows, bulls, probably some sheeps in there. That's hundreds of skins, hundreds of individuals who have been needlessly murdered for commodities that nobody actually needs. And if you're not vegan, you're responsible for that. And you have to live with that until you go vegan. And there's no reason to justify exploiting animals. Animals deserve to be free, they deserve to live and not be exploited to death. Yeah. So, are you seriously using that as an excuse to keep exploiting these animals, other animals? There's no justification for exploiting animals. It's kind of bittersweet standing out here because all these animals that are surrounding the place, like the sheep and the cows, people of their species are in there, but their skins of their species are in there right now, getting turned into products, into vanity products. Yeah. So even if my microphone, say, for argument's sake, which it isn't made from any animals. Yeah, there's doesn't justify you exploiting other animals. Yeah. So, no talks, just game. Do you think animals deserve respect? If you think animals deserve respect, then you must go vegan. The only way to truly respect other animals, such as these, is to go vegan. Their lives matter just as much as yours and mine and everybody else. And human beings need to understand that. There's no reason not to go vegan. So I'm probably going to stay out here for another 10 minutes or so. See if any more lorries turn up. Is that a lorry? No. Yeah. I'll probably start walking back to my car. That's one tip I would give anybody who's wanting to do live streaming outside these places is park far away because they will, like, especially slaughterhouses, they will take note of your registration number. So yeah, when humans view animals as resources, as commodities, no matter how big the field, we'd all agree that these fields are quite big, quite spacious. The animals probably have reasonably good lives, they can walk about and stuff. But you'll notice there's barbed wire. Barbed wire is used, the respect ends. The barbed wire is used to keep these animals in. If they want to escape, they can't. So they're viewed as products, as commodities, as slaves. Now, if you're going to respect the animals, we need to end this. We need to stop viewing them as products, as slaves, etc. They need to be free and not bred into existence just for us to use and exploit. Animals deserve to live and be free and left alone just like us. So become vegan right now and then become active, because these animals, they need a voice. They need voices to speak up for them. No one else is doing it. Only the vegans can truly speak up for the animals. They deserve so much better than they have. Yeah, the sheeps as well. They deserve freedom. All other animals. So yeah, I'll start walking back to my car, I think, because I parked like 10 minutes away. Keep talking though. So yeah, the animals deserve so much better. So you're currently talking to me on some form of resource for the internet. If you've got the internet, you can look up high protein sources of food, vegan protein sources. It's very easy. But the absolute best thing is about vegan protein sources, they don't have to be exploited to death for it. So these animals deserve to live. Yeah. So pulses such as, yeah, Bart's got all the information. He knows the stuff. He knows all the facts. So as I'm walking back to the car, I'll just say this. The animals deserve to live and be free. They don't deserve to be exploited to death. They don't deserve to be used for any reason. They are individuals just like you and me. They deserve to be treated as such. They deserve respect. Turning them into products such as leather and food, clothing, etc. isn't respectful. Respect ends when someone's stuck behind barbed wire. Yeah, there's no reason in this day and age to not be vegan. So, are you going to start respecting the animals and go vegan? Exactly, Cecilia. Instead of looking up excuses not to go vegan, that's all they are, is excuses. Use your time to research. No, I have not bought a non-microphone.